Yo, it's some bitches in the house today.
Some bitches in this house. So, like, I used to talk to my dog like that. My dog, shout out to Ginger and Daisy. They're both, well, one of them died. One of them is in heaven. One of them is somewhere running around. But yes, the dogs, that's how I would just talk to them. Like, hey, girl. Yes.
That's what we're calling it now?
Yes.
I secretly think that's how you talk to Chris.
See, this is lies.
After hours.
No, this is lies.
In the bedroom.
Anyway.
Hold on, wait. We got to tell people who the voice is.
Right, I was going to say, like, welcome to the podcast. That's what we're doing.
Child.
My name is Candace the dog.
The bitch.
And
I'm Leah Henry. And we have a special guest today. And I'm really excited because, Candace, I kind of stole your friend.
You did?
Yeah, I hijacked
Y'all friends
her.
outside of me?
We are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I don't mind. I like that. I like when my friends become friends, it's like, oh, I feel like responsible for like choosing good people.
Yeah, I'm not that way. I'm territorial.
Me either.
So I'm glad it works for you.
Yeah, but she's a Howard sister, and she's also one of your castmates on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Damn show.
Yeah, but it brings the Howard girls together.
The girls are together.
Okay, Askale Davis. Hey, girl. And I'm excited to have you on this episode because, you know, Candace is married, you're married.
Yes.
So I think y'all can both drag me because there's a lot of relationship shit. Mm-hmm. And there's some hills I'm willing to die on. And I don't know, y'all are married and y'all can probably tell me why the fuck I'm not. So this will be a good episode.
Yes, come on, marriage knowledge.
Yeah, because it ain't
honey,
up here.
Well, I tell you, this marriage is the Wild West.
It is.
It's real dumb.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Oh,
Don't speak that over your marriage. Don't call it dumb.
Marriage in general is foolish.
Is it? So why are you in it?
Because I love my husband. But listen, I be ready to kill him.
I'm sure he'd be ready to kill you too. We
Probably.
Watch.
Yeah.
We watch.
Yeah.
We do.
Okay, wait. Let's get into it because there's a lot going on in these streets, Candace.
Child, let me tell you something. See, and this is, okay. So I have a lot to say about this because I think people act like threesomes is like this fantasy life, this fantasy thing that like this is the dream to have a threesome.
Right.
And for men and women, I know a lot of women, which surprised me, that are like, oh yes, I want to have a threesome with another woman and my husband. So there's this woman
not one of them.
somewhere in the world who gave her husband a threesome for his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
Newsflash,
right.
Chris. I don't love you that much, nigga. Like, I'm not doing that. But this woman, she was feeling, and she was in the giving mood. She said, I want you to have a threesome for your birthday, sir. Mm-hmm. And she was just so, like, enamored in the puss that she ended up leaving her husband for this woman.
Yep.
Like 3 weeks after they had the threesome. So she pondered for 3 weeks and was just missing it so much. She left her husband for this man. I was like, this is why you don't have threesomes. It complicates the situation. At first, it might seem like it's a great idea because it's like, oh, we're bored in our marriage. But 9 times out of 10, I will always say 9 times out of 10, threesomes are introduced because one person is secretly unhappy in the marriage and they're trying to figure out a way to cheat in the marriage and include the other party in the cheating. But your shit is going to get fucked up and it confuses the feelings. And God did not create marriage for 3 people.
For 3 people, hello.
It's between one and one. Man and woman, woman and woman, man and man, but man, woman and woman, man, woman and goat, man, woman and no.
The mathematical equation is equals 2. At the end, it's equals 2. It's not equals 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think that's who you subscribe to, right? Because some people are in polyamorous relationships, so they would beg to differ.
Yeah.
But okay, here's my thing though, because this kind of brings me to the Will and Jada situation. Will undeniably says that Jada did not cheat because there's a conversation, and I think that when we talk about threesomes and we talk about inviting people into your room, it is an acknowledgement that I'm interested in sharing. Yeah. And are you open to it when you agree? Now, here's my thing. This woman particularly divorced this man 3 weeks later. So she ain't even wait. So this had already been in the back of her mind.
Right.
But I will say this. Now, I've never gone this way, but I hear that the girls serve the girls. And I hear that women pleasure women better than men.
That's true. I believe that. I mean, I don't
Hold
know
on,
that. But
I
I believe that. Because if I have a clitoris,
so then you know.
I know what to do with the clitoris and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say I have have had some sexual encounters where it's kind of like, okay, I'm the professor. Like, I should not.
Yes.
I'm telling you, like, okay, come down here.
Yeah.
Not with my, husband now. He knows what to do.
Yeah, shout out to Dre.
But I will, yes. Let's not give him a big shout out, though, because then, that's when the girl starts coming.
Yeah,
back up.
Don't do that.
Askale's dog is going to come out.
Askale does not share. Chihuahua. Askale does not share. I don't even like for a woman to like bat her eyes at my man. So I cannot even imagine sitting there having a threesome. I am very territorial.
Yeah.
Like what's for me is for me and what's for him is for him.
And that's you.
I can't imagine like Dre just being okay with like, me busting it wide open for a girl.
Yeah.
Like, no,
And
I'm
him
sorry.
watching.
Exactly.
But some men like
People
that.
like that. I know.
Some
I know.
do, but
We
I
know
feel
them.
We do. We know them very well.
Where's my camera?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well we do.
We do. Some people enjoy that. For me, like my husband satisfies me, and I hope I satisfy him. And if one of us don't satisfy the other, we could talk about it. We could go to counseling. We could go to sex therapy.
Figure it out.
I could watch a porn or two, and I could,
Yep.
I'm like, okay, this is the one you like. This is your favorite. Let me go study it for a little bit. I could come back as her, honey.
Well, no, I'm coming back as me.
Yeah, but
but Cheryl and Keisha, they're not coming.
They're never, not ever. They're not even looking at you because the second they look at you, I'm like,
I'm gonna bust you in your face.
I bust the windows out your car. Hold on. I thought I seen myself in church's box. Y'all ain't heard the chicken remix? Okay, that's not the point. So listen.
My God.
There's a whole version. Shout out to Jasmine Sullivan. But no. So would you all ever in your marriages like be in the space where, like if your husbands came to you for real, like if y'all's relationship was really in a rut and it was like, babe, I want to spend out there.
That's not okay. So if he says I want a threesome, so at that point, that's when I start making sure my finances are aligned. Yes. I start taking money out of this account. I start buying all this shit that I want to buy because I'm not going 50-50. Like, if we're about to have 50-50, I'm spending all this shit. And then, like, that's just, at that point that it's over. That's the beginning of the end.
That's the beginning
of the
end.
Really?
1,000%.
I'm not. That is not the answer. I'm not that girl.
Nope.
There may be that your wife may be out there for you. It's just not this one. It ain't me. It's not me. And that's just that. Like it's not even something that I'm willing to compromise with. It's just not even because at this point now I'm looking at you like, we don't even have the same like fundamental values.
Right.
So I don't want to go through life like having this conversation because if I shut it down now,
you
5 years from now,
and get Keisha by yourself.
Exactly. Now I'm looking stupid. You're gonna have me on TV getting dragged. No, I'm good.
Don't do that to her. Yeah, no. We're not doing that. Like, but it's also, I feel like if you're doing it the right way, before you marry someone, right, what they have the propensity to do and say. Chris is not out here asking me for a threesome. Yeah. He just wouldn't ask me for that. Like, that's just not the kind of friendship, relationship, marriage that we have. Yes. He's not doing that. And if he ever lost, because, people grow and change.
They do.
If he ever lost his mind, it's like, sir.
Right.
Divorce.
Exactly. And I think it's like a respect level too. Don't you think like
okay, wait, time out.
Yeah, like,
time out. No. Now we gotta go back to the past season. Because Candace, you said out your own mouth.
What'd I say?
You did. We talked about infidelity and cheating last season. And I said, if Chris cheated on you right now, would you divorce him? And you said, I am not 100% sure. No, but wait.
That's different.
That's different.
That is different.
How is it different?
I do think that's different. Because that cheating could look like I had one night where I was stupid, dumb, wasted, drunk.
And I woke up this other girl named Keisha.
Why is it always
Why
Keisha?
Keisha? That's close to her heart.
Why can't it be Becky with the
hair?
Like
Becky. He likes Keisha.
He does. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. But that's different. This is like you're planned and calculated. You've already thought in your mind, my wife doesn't please me.
Yes.
Or I just have some secret fantasy. A threesome's like a fantasy, no?
I just like that's the idea that you are thinking about being with another woman. Right. Like, that's not, I made a mistake and I cheated.
So premeditation versus rash decision.
Yes. And I'm not saying I wouldn't bust him in his shit if he cheated on me. But I am saying that when I decided to get married, I said forever till death do us part. Right. And I would want to honor that. We've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could get through a lot of shit. Yeah. It's situational. I would have to see where I am, you know, where he is, what the circumstances are. I have, quiet as it's kept, I have quite a few girlfriends who are in marriages where their husband cheated and they were able to work through it.
Yeah.
And I think that you can work through, if you're with the right person, you can work through anything except asking me to be in bed with you and Keisha.
Keisha's never coming. Okay.
No. Keisha bitch said Keisha can't even come to your house.
Right. She's not.
Clearly.
She's not.
Okay. Well, speaking of rules of marriages and divorce and leaving, there's this scenario from the internet, and I had to bring this to the pod because I thought this shit was insane. So
Jesus.
It's kind of long, so bear with me. My dying wife asked me if I'd be okay if she had sex with her ex one last time. I can't have this tied to my main, but I really need to say something about it. My wife has a terminal disease. She's projected to live at almost 9 months. I'm, of course, destroyed. We've been together for a decade. I don't remember life without her, and I don't know what I'm going to do when she's gone. I've been doing my best to make the last days of her life good and grant whatever wish she wants. The doctor said that she was likely to need a wheelchair for 4 or 5 months, and then month 8, she'll be bedridden for the last few weeks. If she doesn't decline faster than that. Recently, she sat me down and told me that one of the last things that she wanted was sex with her previous partner. I, of course, was shocked. And when I asked why the fuck she wants that, she basically thinks that her most physically compatible, satisfying lover was him. She gave a whole monologue about how sex sometimes is just physical and how emotionally fulfilled sex is with me, but it felt like bullshit at that point. So now I'm left with this, denying my dying wife a wish for my own ego or go let her fuck another man who she feels better with. Honestly, I'm pissed off and I feel betrayed because she asked this of me. I feel like I'm put in a position where I have to say yes because she's dying. I know what I want, but I don't know if that's right. I'm so hurt that sex with an ex was apparently so good that she needs to do it one more time before she dies. I just hate everything about this.
Ooh, my heart is
heavy. Heavy.
That's too much to quit.
I think audacity is at an all-time high.
A bit.
Because if I am sticking by you through death do us part, literally that's what her husband is doing.
Yeah, is.
And you fix your lips to be like, oh, by the way, before I die, I want to go see Mr. Mandingo, who used to, put it all the way down.
Yeah.
Like, really?
You tried
like,
it.
your husband is sitting here thinking about hearing like the worst news of his life. He's like literally mourning you in the physical.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, by the way,
let me go get this
I'm trying to bust it wide open real
one more
quick.
again,
Like,
one last time,
that's so wrong. And it's like, you're willing to hurt your husband's feelings over one night of pleasure. And he's going to sit with this for the rest of his life. And it's like, you don't respect your husband. And everything he's doing for you and he's done for you up until this point means absolutely nothing if you're willing to just crush him for one night of pleasure. Yeah. Like, girl, you about to die. Just
go find this boy in the afterlife.
Yes.
And
stop.
Y'all
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Go pleasure yourself. Go get you a
Pleasure
little toy.
yourself.
Ain't no rose gonna remind you. Like, you can use a rose your whole life. Listen, I'm gonna say this.
Not a rose.
No.
I'm just well.
You know
okay.
the rose.
Let me be quiet. But I'm just saying. I can kind of see, like, I don't know. I just think like your whole mindset about life is so different when you're told you have a limited amount. We all know that life is not infinite, right? But I think it's different when you're told I have a timeline and you start to think of the best things that you've ever done, the best experiences, the best food, the best places, the best dick. And so I just think
and you want your husband to think in his head for the rest of his life the best dick was not with
his.
you.
But he's gonna think about that.
Taking care of your ass.
That's what you want him to. That's how you
Wiping
want him
your
to live the
booty,
rest of his life once you're gone.
Getting you dressed.
That's what you want him to think
First of
about
all,
you.
she brought this
Taking you to
conversation
chemo.
up. He already knew that.
He didn't. She brought it up.
Well, no, she brought it up, but I'm saying once she brought it up, he's on the fence about whether he should let it happen or not. And I think that that's a fair thing.
He's a weak ass nigga.
Hello.
The fact that he even is writing you all, or writing that. Dear John, whoever he wrote this to, asking what should I do? It's like, shut that shit down.
Right?
Like, what are you saying to me? What are you saying to me?
Let me tell you, if the roles were reversed and Dre said that to me,
he would die early.
Remember how they said the wheelchair? The last 3 months he would have already been in a wheelchair. It would have been. I would have been. It would have been
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I'm about to roll your black ass into the tub.
You ain't even got to worry about those 8 months because 8 months is about to turn into 8 hours real quick. You about to be done. That's it.
I don't.
That's you trying to go? You trying to check out? You trying to check out of here?
I don't think that's very selfish. Now I do agree, right? Like we should definitely consider the fact that yes, the man is taking care of her and really holding up his vows. But I just think that when we talk about death and like a timeline, again, I don't know. I'm a true Sag in the sense of like adventure. Like
so I like if you're put yourself in his shoes. If your man came to you, you was taking care of him and going through all the motions of mourning someone as when they're alive, dealing with all of the physical, mental, emotional stressors of dealing with a dying spouse. Exactly. And he gonna say to you, babe, I love you, but before I go, I need to go have sex with my ex Keisha.
Oh, by the way, you're doing all of this for me, but can I go, get my back blown out real quick by Mr. Lover, who I've been thinking about every single day?
It's not even every single day. I just think, again, when you're dying and you think about these things that are the best you've ever had, and even with your husband maybe being a great, like, second.
Girl, I asked you if this were you and your husband came to you as he's dying and said, I need to go have sex with Keisha one last time.
Thank you for telling me, because most niggas are going to sleep with Keisha and not fucking tell you. So, you know what?
You won't let him do it?
Maybe.
Girl.
I don't know.
Maybe.
And you gonna wheel him to Keisha's house? Because he can't get there on his own.
Point, and then
well, no, he can still walk.
Care of him, or is Keisha taking care of him for the remainder of
it's
8 months?
One time, and then it's like, okay, you got it out your system.
And then he comes back home. What you gonna say? How was it? What you gonna say?
Because for me, I will gladly take you to Keisha's door, but you staying at Keisha's house
with all your bags and all your medication,
exactly,
and all your instructions.
You gonna read Keisha the instructions?
Exactly, and then 8 months later, I'm collecting that life insurance.
Listen,
period.
Moving on.
Girl, I cannot. Right. I'm just saying. I can see.
This is a whole. My blood is boiling just thinking about the audacity.
Hell to the no.
Okay, fine. Well, listen, I just, maybe it's the selfish single, me talking and not like married with a whole like idea of what that is. But I can like see it.
When you get married and you go through all of the peaks and valleys of a marriage, you will think differently.
You will.
It's such a sacrifice, positive and negative. I think you will think differently.
Yeah.
I think.
And it's so much deeper than just physical.
Yes.
Like the physical is like, the icing on the cake. It's not what the foundation is laid on. And I have so many other thoughts about that as well. But for me, the respect that I have for my husband, his dignity, his pride, like
get into
it's so much bigger than just one night of pleasure.
Yes.
Like I can't even imagine fixing my lips to first tell him that I'm still thinking about an ex after everything he's done for me and is going to continue to do for me for my 8 months.
Yes.
Like
if we have children, like the legacy he has to carry on while you're not here, like it never goes away even after you're gone because you have that bond of marriage and children. If you have children, it's just like it's far beyond, like Askale said, just a physical
and I don't think people think about it greater than the physical, and that's why a lot of marriages are collapsing and falling apart
today because y'all out here playing house
exactly, and not even and thinking threesomes are cute,
and
thinking and I could just have one night, one drunken night at the MGM
one night
hotel,
only.
and it's nothing,
that was shady.
But it's like so much bigger. This is a legacy we're building. This is my husband, this is my wife. I don't want her to be embarrassed. I don't, I'm willing to, and nobody's perfect. Don't get me wrong. Stuff happens. People, especially when things are rocky.
Right.
But like, come on, you're willing to drag your spouse through the mud for
some poon.
Right.
Well, okay, I hear y'all. Y'all getting me together. Listen, take it to the married women. So I want to talk about something before you guys were married. So there's this article in the New York Post about a young lady who swears that now she sleeps with men on the first night, speaking of nights of fun. So her philosophy is oftentimes when we're dating people, we tend to try to get to know them a little bit more, and then you get to the bedroom and it sucks. Yes. And so she's like, rather than go through the emotional thing of me starting to like you and going on a couple dates and then we sleep together and then I'm disappointed, she's like, I'd rather just have sex first date, first 2 dates to know immediately. What do you guys think about that notion? Do you think that's truly a successful way to scout it out, or is that something you're like,
No. So what, at this point, after you've had sex with him on the first night and you think he's the best man you've ever, like now you're head over heels, how do you think he's going to view you? Is he now
do people still care about that in 2022? For real?
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like, you have to view yourself as a gem, as a prize, like, as somebody who's just so valuable and worthy. Like, not everybody could walk in and get a Maserati. Not everybody could walk into, like, a Michelin 5-star restaurant and get a reservation. Like, there are certain things that you have to work hard to obtain.
Yeah.
And your cookies, you as a person just being open and vulnerable, a man has to work hard to get to that space.
What is it?
Why buy the cow when you have the milk for free, girl? Hello.
See, but, there's people online, and I don't subscribe to this because I'm not even that type of girl, but there are people online who are definitely like, I won't judge you the first time. If we have sex, we're adults. Like, to be honest with you, like, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like most of my friends do not subscribe to that ideal.
You're male or you're female?
Female.
Right. And where are they?
But male as well.
No shade, but what I'm saying is a lot of females say that, but a lot of men don't say that. And even if they say that, they're saying that because they want a good time girl for the moment.
Yes.
But most men that want to marry women do not feel that way.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had to ask you, is it women? It's fine if women feel that way, but guess where you're going to find them? Right then and there at their home with just looking at themselves in the mirror. You and yourself are subscribing to that.
Wow.
Now, if you're married, then I'm, not saying that, because you're married, we know everything, because we don't.
Yeah.
But for me, that's never been my MO. That's never and that's not what I'm going to teach my daughter at all. Like, even my son, like, he's going to know if a girl is busting it wide open on date number one, like, she's probably not the girl for you. And she's probably doing that for every single other dude.
And you should wear a condom.
Absolutely.
Well, also keep in mind, we do not keep the same energy for our sons and our daughters in society, not just not you. Because, like, I think the same way, like, we tell, you're a gem, you're a queen, protect yourself. Why are we not telling little boys that? Because they be slanging their paint all across the middle school and high school.
I think that notion that society teaches us that, men are taught and empowered to be conquerors, and women are taught to be these docile, I have to protect my virginity. I think that's wrong. That's the wrong way to think about it. And when I have my own children, I will teach them to think equally about their sexuality and about how they present themselves. Because it shouldn't be that a woman wants to protect herself and a man is empowered to go out and, have as many conquests as he pleases.
Yeah.
I think male hoes are real.
They are.
Very.
And I'm turned off by men. I was, when I was single, turned off by men who slept with everyone. Like, so-and-so got hoes. That's not cute to me.
Right.
And usually there's a lot of insecurities there. So it's a lot. It's like, I think you need to go to therapy. I think you need to work through why you're slinging your dick for every single pretty girl that you see. And sometimes, she's not, it's whatever. You're giving whatever the dick. And the same thing with the woman. Like, why are you just giving yourself? For me, it's so, like, your body is so valuable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you view it as valuable and it's so much deeper than just a night of pleasure again, why are you just giving it to anybody? And so for me, that's not it. It's never going to be.
And then to go back to the original question, I also feel like if I am looking to pursue a relationship with you, I want our sex, our intimate relationship, to be special and to feel like it's prioritized and like it has weight. You don't have a connection with someone on the first date.
Right.
Okay. Now let me ask this. So with what you just said, so you feel like there's a difference in your sexual experience based on the fact that you've waited some time.
Yes.
Versus not.
Child,
you want to make love.
Yes. When Chris and I first
But most people aren't in love when they first start having sex.
I mean, you can be halfway there.
You're falling.
You're falling. Yeah.
When Chris and I started dating, I made us wait a long time because I wanted it to be special. I wanted to make sure that it was right.
Wait, what's a long time?
Tell us.
What's a long time?
How long did we wait? We started dating. He was coming to my house every night for like 2 months before we had
You did
sex.
not put that Christian pillow up.
I sure did.
Boundaries. You sit on that couch, I sit on this couch.
So when he was coming over every night and we would sleep on the couch. Then after a couple of weeks, he graduated to the bedroom, but I put the pillow between us. And it took a long time for him to earn these cookies, okay? Because I wanted it to feel special. And when we started dating, I wanted it to feel like there was an anticipation there. So the waiting was like, ooh. Because, I mean, we did other stuff. Like, we was kissing and rubbing.
This is the Christian girl.
Yes.
Church boundaries.
We were heavy petting.
Yes.
Tickling and tussling, as I like to call it.
Kissing and, rubbing and all of that.
Blowing.
We did those things. We weren't blowing. We didn't blow or suck on nothing, no. But, like, we were intimate.
Right.
But, like, the getting almost there and stopping, like, it just creates more of an anticipation. Yes. So by the time you get there, it's like, oh, yes.
Yes.
If we had just had sex, like, after dating for a week, like, I don't know you.
Right.
And then you're willing to overlook, I feel, things that maybe aren't what you want.
Oh, yeah.
In an experience.
You're clouded.
Because
you digmatized.
there is love there. And you're willing to, okay, let me help you. Let me show you what works for me versus when you're with somebody that you don't care about, it's like, he can't fuck, so I'm gonna throw him to the side.
It could be your soulmate that you're throwing to the side.
Yes.
It could be someone who is willing to stick by your side for 8 months.
Yep.
Okay, while you dying and you telling him, that could have been your soulmate that you're just willing to drop because, he may not be the best thing you've ever had. And that's something you guys could work through in your marriage, or not even, as you're dating, like, hey, you could do this, do that. But
and it's not to say that, because I know people that did have sex very early and they're still together.
And it works out. Yeah, sometimes it does.
But I think that's a crapshoot. Like, you're 50-50. Taking a risk.
Yeah.
And if that worked for you, then great. But for me, in my house, we serve the Lord and we wait.
We serve the Lord and we wait.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, so let me say this. Let me ask this. What about people who are in relationships, or because I hear a lot of women, you saw Nicki Minaj recently talked about the fact that a lot of women are not sexually pleased in their relationships. A lot of women don't orgasm often, which, I mean, let's be clear. There are studies that say that heterosexual women are the least satisfied sexually of any of the gender bases or romantic interactions. And so as married women, or as, women that were dating at one point, where do you draw the line? Like, what is I love you, but I'm not being satisfied? Or what is what is the balance of that? Because a lot of people that I know, a lot of women especially, are not satisfied for real. Like, they're not.
I think that's when you should have had conversations about healthy communication from day one, before you got married. So then now, if something's not working, just like, if any other conflict arises in the relationship, you have the conversation, the difficult conversation. Marriage is not always, rainbows and unicorns. You need to sit down and have difficult conversations. And if you're not being pleased sexually, have that conversation. Nobody needs to be in a marriage. Nobody needs to be in a relationship where they're not being satisfied. And it's like, hey, let's go see, there's sex therapists now that will sit there and literally, sometimes they'll coach you through.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, when you go home, do like we just talked about. And you could get better. Like, but nobody wants to die unsatisfied.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also the emphasis that is placed on sex. And I think that varies in degree depending on who you're talking about. I have female friends who are like, sex is incredibly important in my relationships, in my marriage. And if I'm not being satisfied, I'm pissed off. And I have friends who are like, I enjoy sex, but it's not something that I'm going to divorce my husband over. If other things are in place. Like, there are other things that I place a heavier weight on in our relationship or in our marriage.
Right.
So I think that plays a huge part in it too.
Yeah, and you probably should have had those conversations
before
prior to you getting married.
100%.
Like, if you are with miss, like, I need to have sex 3 times a day. I need you to freaking get it from the back, from the front, lick it up and down. Like, that should have been discussed prior to you guys saying till death do us part. And sometimes people do change, though.
That's true. Well, and their sexual desires change, right?
Women's libido is the highest, after 40?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so y'all are in y'all's peak.
I'm almost
there.
Bitch,
I'm 40.
Y'all come around the mountain.
There. I ain't ashamed. Give me 5 years.
Yes.
Okay.
No, okay. I guess we are almost there. But, no, you just need to have those conversations, and if it grow with each other.
Yeah.
Grow together.
Yeah. Don't be scared.
That's
I think
marriage.
People tiptoe around stuff.
Yeah,
like
especially sex. Especially women.
Yeah.
We do.
We're scared. Like, you're scared, especially when you like somebody or you're, because, like, I know me. I was a late bloomer. So, like, any type of tickling, tussling I have done, I'm always in my mind, like,
oh, my God.
am I doing this right? Like, am I old? Like, Christian camp bitch? Like, is this what this is giving, like, behind the school bleachers? So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I think that women are so intimidated sometimes to, like, really express our needs. That's why I appreciated Nikki for saying that, because it brings that dialogue about like what women want.
Because women are nurturers. And we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. It's a gift and the curse of being a woman is that we want to protect everyone, including our spouse. We want to make them feel good and empowered. So sometimes it's hard to say, especially for a man, to say to a man, you're not pleasing me sexually. That can be a blow to a man. And most women are born with this extra dose of empathy.
Yeah.
So you don't want to say that to a man a lot of times. I think that's where a lot of that comes from.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't even understand why people get mad about this, because this is my theory. Like, 2 people can sleep with the same person and have a totally different review. A totally different car facts.
Very true.
Like, one girl could be like, he blew my mind, and I was like, that's the wackest dick I've ever had. Like,
absolutely.
there's no in between. So I don't even understand why people, it's just like, you're literally not their steez.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just, it is what it is.
No chemistry.
Yep.
Right. Like, someone always got something to say.
Sometimes you're not even willing to be as freaky with one person as you are with another. And
that's
that
true.
also goes back to, like, when you're comfortable, when you get to know somebody.
Yes.
Like, when your guard comes down, the things you're willing to do,
Openness.
exactly. And just
And
the
that's
vulnerability
why waiting is important.
Exactly. It's like, okay, I could be a little freak now.
Yes.
But, on day one, you may not have been willing to do that.
You're not giving WAP on the first
exactly.
day.
Right.
Exactly. Your representative is showing up.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, speaking of dating and coming up, I had a conversation with 2 of my friends. Shout out to Amber and Daylon. We were talking about dating because there's this guy I was getting to know, and listen, I'm a basic bitch. I think we all know this. I'm a basic bitch. Chili's is my favorite restaurant. Listen, if Chili's, anybody that works at Chili's, y'all please talk about Chili's. But yes, no, I love Chili's. That's my shit. I don't know. I spent more than too many birthdays there, but that's not the point. So I was talking about how, like, the guy we were talking about where we were gonna go, and I was like, Chili's is my favorite fucking restaurant, but he better not take me there. And my friend was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, because I haven't told him what my favorite restaurant is. So if he assumes I'm a Chili's ass bitch,
then he's already
then it's
giving
disrespectful.
But
But they told me, they were like, see, that's why you fucking single, because if you like the restaurant, you like the restaurant, and you shouldn't be mad. But to me, it's what Chili's represents. I don't know many bitches that say that Chili's is their favorite restaurant, but if you pull up and it's like, baby, order off the 2 for $25, I'm gonna be pissed.
Right. I mean, this is not the time for you to be getting 2 for $25.
Yeah. That's only okay if we've discussed that I love Chili's and you've taken me to a rigatoni's and spent $125 on the meal.
Right.
Yes.
I would say, because sometimes, your favorite restaurant is like a hole in the wall, right? Like a little Jamaican
Oozing
spot.
out.
That's nothing, But, so for me, if you're doing it because we've spoken about it and it's like something that's thoughtful, okay, cool. We have like the rest of our lives for you to be taking me to the Mortons and the Ruth's Chris and all that, right? Now, if I've never told you that Chili's is my favorite restaurant, don't take me to no Chili's.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that's not first date. That's not, do I look like Chili's?
That's what I'm saying. Do I look like a 2 for $25 bitch?
Right.
Like, what is
he
this?
can find that out later that
exactly.
that
and then
you're
it's like
giving
cute.
2 for $25, but he don't need to know that right now.
Right. That is cute. Okay. So then let me ask you this, because there's also a conversation I've seen online about, let's say you're going on a first date for the first time and, takes you to a nice place and he pulls out a Groupon.
A what?
A Groupon. So if a man pulls out a Groupon on your first date, your very first date, it's going great. It's going great. Conversation is great.
Yeah.
Meal is great.
Yeah.
The food is excellent. The service is excellent. And it's time to pay. He don't even look at you. And then he pulls out the phone and goes, can you scram? Yeah. Can you scan?
I'd be like,
scan my Groupon?
Okay. No. So, okay.
I'm
not like Miss Number One material girl, but I do like material things. But it's not first. It's just a time and a place for things. We could get our Groupon on once we're like engaged and we're saving for a wedding, or once we're married and we're saving for a house, or whatever the case may be. Right. First date is not the time for you to be pinching pennies. Like first date, second date,
or is it like
it's reasonable?
I found this Groupon for this restaurant, and there's a free dessert. I wanted us to try it.
So you could save your $8.99 on that free dessert somewhere else, not the first time you're getting to know me.
For me, a man that is willing to, if you're willing to pinch pennies, not pinch pennies, but if you're willing to. If you want to find the best deal,
frugal.
I'm a frugal bitch.
Okay.
I do not like spending money. If it's more than $5, I don't want to buy it.
That's a lie. You be in Home Goods every week, bitch. Them pillows are like $50,000.
Very different.
Okay. Anyway.
But and Home Goods is a good deal.
They are.
You're getting. Yes. I'm getting 500 pillows for $100 versus if I went to
Z Gallery and getting them for $90.
Or in our house, one pillow is $125.
Y'all better go to Ross and TJ Maxx and quit playing with me. You ain't that frugal.
No, but if I'm with a man who thinks that way as well, like I'm taking you to a nice restaurant and we're still enjoying a great experience together, but we're doing so and I'm saving $8 on the crepes. It's like, oh, okay, that's cute. Now, if this is something that you're doing all the time, like...
Well, he showed you at day one that this is who he is. So if he's doing it all the time, do you really have the right to be mad at him?
Coincidence that he just so happened to be perusing Groupon and he found this coupon for this restaurant.
What if he wasn't?
That we had already talked about going to, and it was like, oh.
But what if it even wasn't? Even if he was on Groupon looking for our date.
I want you to impress me.
Okay, that too. He's on Groupon.
And he's been talking to Candace, and he likes Candace, and Candace loves Italian food, and there's a nice Italian restaurant with buy this for $50 and get 75 of your meal covered.
Or it's an experience, like the indoor skydiving. Like, oh, I found this indoor skydiving experience, and it's 2 for 1. Let's go and have a good time. I'm going to be like, let's do it.
It's given not Askale's type.
Okay.
It's fine. There's a man for everybody. That's just not gonna be my man.
That's crazy. I would totally be like, touche. Like, no, I'm a Groupon bitch.
I think maybe date like 3. So I love a good discount. And in our relationship, I'm the one that brings like Dre will tell you, sale is my wife's like
middle
second
name.
favorite word. I love a sale. He calls me Frugal Fran actually in our relationship. However, I think there's a time and place. Like, you are still in the trying to impress me, trying to woo me, trying to let me be my Prince Charming and let me in my head think that you're Prince Charming. Like, let me be Cinderella for like a month or two. And then we could, put our guards down and show up as the real us. Just like I'm not wearing a bonnet initially in the relationship. That's one other. That's,
Well, actually, no.
I will say it's just, what were you really planning to do with that $8.99 in the beginning of our relationship?
But why is it not applauded?
What if he's saving for a house or saving for graduate school? Like, I'm going to respect that.
I just respect the idea of you trying to save money in any capacity that you can. Especially, again, it's not like you pulling out a Groupon to go to like Chili's or something. And even if you was, I'm going to be honest, I really don't care. Like, I fuck with that. Like, again.
Well, no, a Groupon for Chili's.
It's 2 for $25, and
then what is the Groupon? What you want? 3 for $25?
Right, get my dessert included too. No, but I don't know. I don't find it to be a turnoff. I think like obviously you don't want him to be like slapping on the table and like, Groupon.
Look what I got.
Right. Like, hey. But if he's just like, the bill's coming, it's like, hey, I got a Groupon. Because I'm the queen of a goddamn gift card. I'm the queen of taking a motherfucker to dinner.
A gift card on the first date?
I would not be upset. Why are you using
a group card? A gift card?
Why would it matter?
Who gave him the gift card?
Does it matter?
Yup.
It could be your next bitch. We eating for free?
No.
Are y'all crazy?
There are so many other opportunities for you to use that Groupon and that gift card. Why would you do it in the beginning where I'm like,
because it don't come out of my pocket. Are y'all crazy?
Well, now a gift card is different. I don't know why, because it doesn't really make sense
What the fuck?
to me.
Y'all's housewives are showing right now. Your housewives are fucking showing right now.
Pull out a gift card, please.
No, a gift card is tacky.
Do not.
I don't know why, though, because it's kind of like a Groupon. But for me, it's like a gift card, sir.
What the fuck?
No.
It's the same difference.
Who gave you the gift card?
Why does it matter? You're not paying for shit. Why does it matter?
I don't care if Jesus came down himself and gave you the gift card. I do not want you using it on our first date.
Are y'all crazy?
Okay with that.
Are y'all crazy? Like,
Jesus
what the
can give you a
fuck?
gift card.
No, it doesn't matter who gave it to you. Your big aunt Bertha for your birthday, or Becky, the last bitch, who gave it for your birthday.
I'm so turned off.
Who cares?
Please do not give these men these ideas, guys. Don't.
Are y'all crazy? Like, I literally find no problem with that. It's saving money.
I am the rest of our lives to save money.
But what's the point? Because if you're gonna use a Groupon after the initial first date every day,
you probably won't make it to a second date if you pulled out a Groupon on day one.
That's tacky.
I'm just saying.
It reminds me of the time that I went on a date with, I have a thing for older men. And I was dating this guy, and it was a mistake. But he's an example. I won't go there. But very large penis. I had no idea what to do with it. It was horrible.
And you're little. It looks like
my cervix was screaming. Yes. Sorry.
It'll not be in the hole.
So we went to McCormick and Schmick on a date.
What?
McCormick and Schmick. This was like I was
back
in
the
college.
day. It was cute.
I was in college.
Schmick,
we were in college, and he got they have like the seafood platter that has like the sampler that has like the crab cake and like the lobster and whatever, and it they have those like long, thin white plates, and they like place everything on the plate.
Right.
Yeah,
and literally, it came out and. The waitress put it down, and his head went like this. Like his head followed it down onto the table. And I was mid-sentence, and he like looked at it like this, and he was like, $45. I promise you, I melted.
Mortified.
I melted into. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I was like,
"Oh, you not embarrassed?"
I was so embarrassed. And he's like, he was old. Like, nigga, you're really old. Like, you should be used to this now.
You should have your little retirement money at this point.
Essentially, he was saying that it was too small of a portion for what he was paying.
Yes.
And that it was like, don't be cheap. And that's like gift cardy.
Yes. All of it is giving gift card Groupon, you will never see a second date.
There's no difference, Candace. You can't die on that hill and not do the gift card.
I don't know why. I think because Groupon is like a smorgasbord of options for discounts.
Yeah.
Like you can do sip and paint Groupons. You can do iFly indoor skydiving Groupon.
But specifically for dinner, you're cool with that too, though.
I prefer Groupon for like things that you do personal, like one-on-one.
Like massages.
Yes, like I'll go, get like, before I had like a wax lady, like I'll go try different Brazilian waxes at different places, or you'll try different things, like party of one type of situation. Not I'm on a date trying to impress this woman, party of two, and I'm like, oh, by the way, Groupon. Oh my God. I think at that point I probably would have just picked up the check and left. And that would have just been it. That would have been
okay. I have a question.
Yes.
What if you're dating for like a month? And your birthday comes up, and he gives you a Groupon.
Not her sitting back. Not her sitting back. No, don't look at me.
He gives you a Groupon as like a gift.
For what? A gift for my birthday?
Yeah.
My mother spent 9 months carrying me and brought me into this world, and years later, this is what you think I'm worthy of is a Groupon?
Well, what if it's a Groupon massage?
A Groupon massage.
A 90-minute massage with a Groupon.
Use the Groupons for yourself. They're not meant to be gifted. They're not meant to be date items. Save your money.
He's saving the money. Is the massage still not going to feel as good just because it's a Groupon?
You're right.
It's not.
Askale, you're dramatic.
She's gonna be so mad. But you went but you did the massage
though. Able to get the knots out. She won't even be able to get the knots out because I'm creating new ones right now because I'm so stressed and so mad.
So then why you take the Groupon? You should have been like, no.
You're right.
I don't want this.
You're absolutely right. I shouldn't have.
Askale, you're the worst. Dre, shout out to you because what the fuck? That makes
he knows his wife.
No sense.
He knows his wife.
So first your problem was the first date. Now if it's a month later and it's your birthday and it's a damn 90-minute Groupon massage, now you saying it's a no. Askale, which is it?
Absolutely. Now listen, if he would have went and like I was already set up, I'm in the back, I don't know about it, and he's paying with a Groupon, that's fine. That's his own personal business. I don't know about it.
You don't know.
But the fact that, like, come on.
He
Groupons
printed out
aren't
the Groupon
made for, like, special occasions. Groupons are, like, code. So now check this out, right? If we're just at home, right, just twiddling our thumbs, and we're like, hey, spontaneous, let's just go get a massage real quick. And he pulls up Groupon. Like, oh, let's do that. That's fine. We weren't planning on nothing. It was cute. Let's go save money, whatever. A special occasion, my birthday. I'm like, I've been excited about it. But y'all just started
dating, so it's not like he's about to get you Tiffany's.
Why not?
Because y'all just started dating.
Oh, well.
I'm teaching my son, don't be giving these new hoes Tiffany. The new hoes get Groupons.
This bracelet, this was my first gift from Dre. So
you could have been a raggedy hoe, and he would have wasted his money.
He knew right away I wasn't a raggedy hoe. He knew from day one I wasn't a raggedy hoe.
Shout out to Dre for having discernment.
And
the spirit of it, okay?
My child is not, you better not be giving no girl that you knew for 2 minutes a tennis bracelet.
But we were friends first, remember?
Okay,
so we were friends first. He knew that I wasn't raggedy. He knew that I was top A1.
Okay, that's different.
So then you get, you
you
don't get Groupon.
I'm sick of this Groupon conversation because I think both of y'all are wild. Gift card, Groupon.
Okay.
I mean,
when's your birthday? I will make sure I have the Groupon app out, honey.
And I'll be waiting.
We're going to do a Groupon date, all of us.
We sure will. Groupon sponsor that shit.
Exactly.
Okay, move out the way, Tiffany Haddish. Listen, I'm done with y'all, okay? But before we go, Askale, tell everybody where they can follow you. You also got clothes. Tell them about that, too.
Thank you so much. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Askale Davis. You could follow A Look by Askale, my online clothing boutique. Yes. A Look by Askale on Instagram. Shop at www.aloookbyaskale.com.
She got cute clothes, y'all.
She do, and they go to plus sizes because I asked.
Yes,
oh, they do?
We are inclusive.
Okay, that's why I said I want to be the model next season.
Yes.
I want to be on top.
Okay. I'm gonna be a supermodel.
It's giving top model.
Yes. Get the look.
And please and thank you. Subscribe to the podcast. Like, comment. Leave all. We love your comments. Please keep leaving the comments and let us know what you want us to talk about next.
Yeah, because ain't no telling what we'll talk about and who will be here to talk about it.
Yes. Okay. Let me know how I did, guys. This is my first ever podcast.
First ever.
Yes. So please comment. Let me know what I need.
Yes.
Let me know what I need work on. Okay.
No, you were great. You were great. But that Groupon shit was wild. All right. See you guys next episode. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Thank you guys.